What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about what is it you need to do to grow your business in 2024. Specifically, we're going to be talking about if you want to grow a restoration company or if you want to grow a plumbing business. This video is going to be very unique. Let me ask you a question. Have you felt the ground shifting beneath your feet? Things are changing and changing quickly, okay? The labor supply, the pool is getting smaller and smaller. There's not as many people to hire. And the people that are there to hire, they want more and more money. Nobody wants to work. It's getting harder for us to get labor to do our jobs, whether you're a plumbing or a restoration contractor. And then secondly, the other problem that we've got is skyrocketing costs for ads and leads. Guys, it's getting out of control out there. We've seen some of these ad costs double or triple over the past 18 months. So what do you do? And thirdly, we've also got problems with inflation. Guys, the middle class is being squeezed out from inflation right now, and a lot of the profit margins that we're trying to get out of our clients and our customers, they're getting squeezed out by inflation. So what do you do when you got a smaller labor pool, okay? Ad costs are skyrocketing, and you've got inflation to play in the mix. Well, that's what we're dealing with in this environment. And because of all these reasons, in this video, I think we may be onto something new. We may see some merging of some industries that we've never seen before. We're gonna break it all down today. Here's the deal. If you're in restoration, or if you're in plumbing, or you're in home services, and you're feeling the squeeze and you wanna make more profit in your business, you do not want to miss this video. Let's go. All right, guys, so as we get started, go ahead and hit the like and the subscribe button, drop a comment, let me know where you're tuning in from and what type of contracting services do you do? Water, fire, mold, plumbing, HVAC? Drop it in, let me know. I've got a lot of guys that follow me from everywhere. Could be HVAC or general contractor. Tell me. All right, guys, so in this video, I'm just gonna let you know this. We may be on the verge of something new, and we are starting to see, I think plumbing and restoration may be on a collision course for merging. We're gonna break that down today. If that does happen, how is it gonna go down, okay? Is it gonna be plumbers bolting restoration onto their business, or is it gonna be restoration company guys getting into plumbing? I've seen both of them, guys. There might be some new restoration franchises targeted just to plumbers, and there's already some plumbing franchises targeted just for restoration. So which way is it going to go? Or in this video, if you stick around the end, I'm going to show you a third option that nobody is seeing right now, and I think this is going to be the most likely scenario out of everything. So let's go ahead and get started from the top. Why do I think that these industries might merge? Well, we've already started talking about it in the beginning. The labor supply is getting lower and lower and lower, and the ad costs are rising higher and higher. Okay, it's getting very difficult and hard for plumbers to be able to pay for online internet leads right now, just because it's harder to get people to work, and there's not that much profit margin in these plumbing jobs. Okay, most of these plumbers, they're not making that much money on an average job. Was it $500-600 for a ticket? Okay, whereas in restoration, if we're going out and we're landing a job, if you follow me and what we do, we show you how to make $6,000 and $7,000 average tickets. But think about that. Plumbing is only 80% of the value of a water damage job. Okay, so why does that matter? Because plumbers can't afford to stay in the game. But if you keep in mind, plumbers are the ones that see all of the water jobs. So it's going to make more sense for them to either A, start doing restoration themselves so they can start capitalizing that, because they've got to get the value of their average job up. It can't be $500 or $600, and that's what they're dealing with right now. I'm gonna say that again. Plumbers can't afford to keep buying leads and doing jobs and sending somebody out there for $500, especially when they're paying $70 to get the lead. That's not enough money out there. It's not even $500 ain't enough money to do crap, okay? So what do? How do they get their average ticket up? The plumbers are sitting there staring a water damage in the face, so they can go sell that lead to a restoration company for $500, $600, or $1,000, but they're still leaving $5,000 or $6,000 on the table. So here's what I'm telling you. You might see plumbers get into restoration. I've already seen many of them, okay? I've got some clients that are plumbers that jumped into restoration, and we've helped them. And if, by all means, if you're a plumber and you want us to help you, we can tell you all about it. But I got news for you. It is not easy, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. Which one's it gonna be easier, for plumbers to get in restoration or restoration guys to get into plumbing? Or maybe neither one of the guys wanna do it. Probably middle ground there too. But I'm just saying, why would they merge? Because the plumbers can't afford to get the leads with the job types they've got. They can't afford it. What would make it worth it? They've got to increase it. And how could they do that? Getting into water damage. That's how they could do it. So that's why plumbers would do it. So why would a restoration company get into plumbing? Well, if plumbers are charging $1,000 for a water damage lead or a water damage referral, it's getting much more expensive. And here's the other problem. Most restoration contractors suck at closing, okay? They're not very good at closing jobs and selling jobs. So they may have to get 2 or 3 leads to go sign one, okay? And so the skyrocketing cost with these plumbers is an issue as well. Some of these plumbers are wanting $1,000, $1,500, maybe even $2,000 in some markets. You're not gonna get $2,000 out of a restoration contractor that's doing a good job ethically for a long period of time. That's just too much money, okay? But where is the sweet spot? Where is the sweet spot? And so here's what I'm telling you. As you guys watch this video, if you're a plumber, let me know, comment below. If you're a restoration guy, let me know. If you do both, let me know. I've got guys all the way around. You guys are going to have a very attention-filled relationship in many cases, partly because each one of you is staring at the green grass on the other side, be like, man, that looks pretty good. And I got news for you. Both of those industries are very, very difficult. Both of them are very, very difficult. And it's hard to do both and do both very well. But here's what I want you to know. There's a way forward and there's a way that we can make all of this work. But I think you need to know more than anything else, it's going to require some participation between the two parties and communication that we've never really had before. And some of you guys are going to wind up doing this. Some of you are going to wind up starting a plumbing company, and then some of you guys will wind up starting a restoration company. I'll say this. Whether you're starting plumbing or you're starting restoration, it is not as easy as you see. These businesses are so far different. They are so very different. The software stack that you'll wind up using is incredibly different. What is it? ServiceTitan is what everybody uses for plumbing. And a lot of those is because you're doing same-day tickets, same-day service, but in restoration, you may be going out to a spot for 5 or 6 days, or maybe even 10 days, and that's all on one invoice, one ticket. The way that you structure everything about dispatching crews and collecting money, it's entirely different, okay? So I'm just saying, it's not as easy as you might think. It's not as easy as you might think. All right, so we talked about why would plumbers get into restoration, so they can get their average ticket higher and they can afford to pay more for leads, okay? They make more money. So why would a restoration company want to get into it? Because as these leads from plumbers get more expensive and more expensive, it gets hard for those guys to compete as well. So both of you guys are squeezing each other out. Literally, you're both squeezing each other out. So what does that wind up meaning in the end? Well, I'll say this. Again, there are franchises out there that I've seen. They try to sell plumbing franchises to restoration companies so they can feed work back and forth. And then I've seen a lot of plumbing companies open up their own restoration company as well. Just bear in mind, they're far different businesses and they're not quite as easy to run. So which one do I think is going to happen? Do I think that plumbing's going to get into restoration or restoration is going to get into plumbing? I think it's going to be a little bit of both. And here's what I think you're going to find. If you're a restoration contractor getting into plumbing, you're going to realize you've got to be a better operator than you were in restoration because the profit margins are much, much lower, okay? You've got to get into retail sales. You got to be a sharper operator than most restoration contractors are. If you're a plumber trying to get into restoration, good luck, bro. Good luck dealing with State Farm. Good luck dealing with Allsnake, okay? There's a lot of these insurance companies that, I'm telling you, they make billions of dollars just to kick you in the teeth. And you guys are not used to battling this game. I'm just telling you, it gets really, really tough working with these guys. And if you know one, you don't know the other, all right? And that's really, really it. So the reason why I say those things, because I think there's a third option that's going to pop up that nobody's really talking about. And I think this might be the most plausible scenario, which is this. I think we might be on a collision course to where restoration companies start buying all the plumbing leads. And here's what I think I would do, and what we would do, is if I were in restoration and it was getting super expensive to buy water damage leads, well, if water damage leads come from plumbers, okay, and we can pay more money for those leads, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see more water damage restoration companies that are good at marketing. They are going to start buying plumbing leads and either A, giving those plumbing leads to plumbers, building goodwill, servant marketing method, that's what we teach, or B, they'll just start reselling those leads back to the plumbers that are already there, and they'll be scraping all those incoming calls and incoming leads looking for water damage jobs. That is technically how you would get it for free, okay? You could go buy a dozen plumbing leads, and if you go buy a dozen plumbing leads, you're going to get 1, maybe 2 water damage jobs out of it, okay? And then you can sell all the leads back to other plumbers, and that would liquidate your costs. So you would get a free water damage lead. I think that's what's going to wind up happening. So you got to keep in mind, this is an old direct response marketing thing that they taught, which is this: he that can afford to pay the most to acquire a customer wins. I'm going to say that again. He who can afford to pay the most to acquire a customer wins. And why is that? Because if you can't afford to pay but $200 to get the customer, then all someone else to do is pay $201, and you're not going to get that job. They will, okay? Whoever can pay the most wins. Now, paying the most is not the most sustainable thing in your life and in your business, but you can outbuy your competition and choke your competition. Listen, I love all you guys, but if you're my competition, I'm going to squash you, bro. I'm going to squash you. I have to. That's what we have to do. And anytime somebody goes out of business, it's because they had too much competition. Anybody that stays in business doesn't have that level of competition, and it is your job and your obligation to squash it out. And this is how you do it. So if you can afford to buy up all the leads, then they can't get the leads from those channels. You will get those. So what do I think is going to wind up happening? I think restoration companies are going to wind up buying these plumbing leads. And if they're smart, they will sell the plumbing leads to the plumbers, or B, they will give them to the plumbers. Why? Because the plumbers won't be able to afford to pay them. Now, here's where the biggest thing comes in. If y'all notice this, you still got to be good at marketing. And this is the reason why I say buying a plumbing franchise, if you're a restoration company, is stupid, because you still have to learn how to get the lead. You still have to learn how to get the lead. And if you suck at internet marketing as a restoration contractor, you're still going to suck at internet marketing as a plumber. I'm going to say that again. If you suck at internet marketing as a restoration contractor, you're still going to suck at internet marketing as a plumber. Conversely, if you know internet marketing as a restoration contractor, you will understand internet marketing as a plumber. And I'm someone that understands internet marketing. That's why I'm telling y'all what to do right here. Okay. And this is something we're going to be doing with some of our clients. If y'all want to know more, you can go to warpwithshane.com. But we're going to wind up selling out plumbing leads to our restoration contractors. And they're going to look through those leads, trying to get water damage leads. And then they're going to give them away to plumbers, or maybe even sell them. But I think that's the way to go. I really, really do. I think you can build goodwill, or you can make it a profitable enterprise for you, or just liquidate your costs, either way. But I'll just go back to this. I don't think the answer is going to be start a plumbing business, because if you really want the water damage job, you really want the water damage lead, you can structure it where you buy all of the leads anyway, and then you liquidate the cost, and you're getting what you want, the water damage job, without having to go start a freaking plumbing company. Do you understand? I'm gonna say it again. You want the nectar, you want the honey. There's no need to get all the other stuff that comes with it. So just structure it where you get the water damage job, the water damage lead. You can do that by buying the plumbing leads and liquidate the plumbing leads back out to the plumbers, or give them away as goodwill, okay? So you're getting it in any situation. You're getting it either way. But I'm telling you, starting a plumbing company, that is operational drag, bro. That is operational drag. True or false? It's hard to find good people. Yep. So now if you started a plumbing company, now you got to have good plumbers and good water damage restoration technicians. And your intake form, your intake everything is going to be different from your plumbing company to your restoration company. And if you guys are in plumbing, the same thing's going to hold true the other way. So now let me think about this. If we're talking to my fellow plumbers out there, what would I tell you to do? Well, here's the deal. If you're a plumber, you really want to get a water damage restoration, understand this. The hardest thing to do is to get the job, get the lead. He that controls the leads controls the game. So the hardest thing is getting the job. If you're a plumber, you've got the lead, okay? The hardest thing for you is you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And you are playing with some big boys, bro. These boys are big and they don't mess around. And you are not accustomed to running that game. It's far different than what you think. And you will get your teeth kicked in if you're not careful, okay? So if you're a plumber and you're trying to get in, here's what you're really gonna need. You're gonna need to find a mentor that knows what they're doing. They can teach you the game and teach you the ropes pretty quickly, or you will not like being in there. Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you, me personally. After doing this for the past 15 years, yes, I still love water damage restoration. I think that's a great business. What I'm doing now, coaching people in software, that's a great business. But if I was in another service business other than restoration, I mean, I guess I wouldn't bolt on plumbing, because I was already good with water damage jobs, because I know how to build relationships with plumbers. I know how to build relationships with plumbers. Any plumber you can find, I can handle it. You don't have to go start a plumbing company to build relationships with plumbers. But if you handle that already, where you've got the water damage lead coming in from plumbing and for restoration, the other home-based service sector that I really like, honestly, what you think it is? It's HVAC, okay? Now, especially for me, for us, being in the South, some of you guys out in Arizona, bro, I got news for you. In May, June, July, August, September, if your air conditioner goes out in Alabama, baby, that's an uninhabitable house. You cannot live there, okay? And that matters because all you're gonna do is you're gonna finance the job or finance a project to Miss Jones, and there's no insurance involved. And if you've got financing available, you can make top dollar, okay? Because they cannot live in that house without air conditioning, all right? So honestly, if I was getting into home sector service again, dude, HVAC is sexy. I love HVAC. I would do restoration and maybe toggle with some plumbing. I just think those things are going to merge. I really, really do. But you got to keep in mind how you run those jobs is entirely different. I'm just looking at it from the outside in. You really want to know, what do you need and when do you need it? And if you need an air conditioner and it's August, you got fewer options. Because I got news for you. Wait till your AC goes out in August. It ain't even easy to get nobody out there that day, okay? Or the day after, because everybody's hot as hell. Everybody's hot as hell. So whatever that's worth. So anyway, Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. I would love to know what do you guys think, okay? What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think plumbers are going to get into restoration? Is restoration people going to get into plumbing? Is this thing going to merge? What do you think about buying leads? I'd love to know more. Guys, if you want me to help you grow your company, if there's anything that we can do, getting into restoration, growing restoration, go to workwithshane.com. We'll see you in the next video. If you guys enjoyed that video, I've got 3 things for you. First off, there's a couple of other videos somewhere on the screen. You can click those now to go watch more content about growing your restoration company. Number 2, if you haven't already subscribed, click my face below and that will subscribe you to the channel. And finally, if you would like for me to help you grow your restoration company, go to workwithshane.com, put in your information, and let's get on a 15-minute call. We'll see you then.